With his contract nearing its end, John Tavares is set to become a free agent at the conclusion of the 2024 to 2025 season. However, according to a reliable source, negotiations for a renewal with the Toronto Maple Leafs are progressing positively, bringing great news for the team's fans. Unlike Mitch Marner, who reportedly rejected the latest offer from the Leafs, Tavares' situation seems quite different. His 7-year, $77 million contract, which brought him from the New York Islanders to Toronto, is set to expire. Expectations are high that the team captain will follow in the footsteps of other key players and continue his journey with the Leafs. In a recent appearance on the J.D. Bunke's podcast, insider Frank Seravalli from Daily Faceoff revealed that negotiations are at an advanced stage, with discussions having started as early as the preseason training camp. According to Seravalli, there is a good chance a new deal will be finalized before Tavares officially becomes a free agent. "I believe this is a deal that can get done during the season," Seravalli stated. They've already had some productive discussions that began in training camp, maybe even a bit earlier than that. The insider's confidence brings a sense of optimism to Leafs fans, who are surely hoping their captain remains in Toronto for a few more seasons. However, the success of this renewal depends on a crucial factor: Tavares' willingness to accept a pay cut. The insider mentioned that the outcome of the negotiation largely hinges on how much of a salary reduction Tavares is willing to take to stay in Toronto. It all comes down to the structure and how much of a haircut John Tavares is willing to take to remain a Toronto Maple Leaf, Seravalli explained. Tavares' current contract is one of the team's largest, and the Leaf salary cap flexibility could depend on how much the captain is prepared to sacrifice to stay in his hometown. Although the financial aspect is critical, Seravalli also pointed out that Tavares isn't too concerned about money at this stage of his career. The player has earned a considerable fortune over the years and now seems more focused on continuing to be part of a team he feels deeply connected to. For him, staying with his hometown team is the top priority while he still has the strength to compete at the highest level. The big question is, would Tavares accept a salary cut to ensure his continuity with the Leafs? This could be a major decision for the team's future, especially when thinking about keeping the roster competitive in the coming years. What about you, fan? What do you think about this possibility? Should Tavares accept a pay cut to stay in Toronto, or would it be better for him to seek one last big deal elsewhere? Moreover, how do you see Tavares' role on the team since handing the captaincy over to Austin Matthews? He has been an important leader on and off the ice, and his experience has undoubtedly been valuable to the Leafs. Share your opinion in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going. What do you expect from Tavares' future in Toronto? The Toronto Maple Leafs have their eyes set on the Stanley Cup, and with the window of opportunity wide open, it's clear they are looking to make a significant move to bolster their roster. Recently, a trade proposal emerged that could bring one of the NHL's most experienced forwards, Vincent Trocheck from the New York Rangers. If this trade goes through, it would certainly make a huge impact across the league. The proposal comes from Puckpedia's PuckGM tool, a platform where users can create and simulate potential trades. In this specific scenario, the Leafs would trade a mix of current players, prospects, and draft picks for Trocheck, a forward who could immediately strengthen Toronto's top six. But is this the right move for the Leafs? Let's break down the details of this potential trade and what it could mean for the team. In exchange for Trocheck, the Leafs would send David Kampf, Nick Robertson, Ryan Reeves, Fraser Minton, a 2026 first-round pick, and a 2025 third-round pick, originally from the Edmonton Oilers. This is a proposal packed with value, involving a combination of NHL-ready players, promising prospects, and future draft picks. For the Rangers, the trade includes some intriguing pieces. Nick Robertson, in particular, is a young forward with great potential, although he has struggled to establish himself in Toronto. Alongside him, the Rangers would acquire Minton, a prospect who could add depth to their player pool. Kampf and Reeves would be included to balance the finances of the deal, but both could offer experience and depth to New York's roster. For the Leafs, acquiring Trocheck could provide a much-needed offensive boost. The 30-year-old is in the third year of a 7-year, $39.38 million contract and would fill a key role in the Leafs' attacking lines. With 4 goals and 6 assists in 21 games in 2024, Trocheck brings scoring ability and playoff experience, which could add valuable depth to Toronto's lineup, especially in a potential championship run. The Rangers started the season with high expectations of competing for the Stanley Cup, but have struggled and are currently holding onto a wild card spot. NHL insider Elliotte Friedman recently reported that the Rangers are looking to make changes to their roster following a disappointing start. Among the names being considered for trades are Chris Kreider and Jacob Trouba, though it's not yet clear what moves the team will make. Kreider has been relatively productive, with 9 goals in 19 games, while Trouba, despite being an important presence on defense, has faced difficulties this year, with 0 goals and 6 assists. With the Rangers in need of adjustments, could trading Trocheck be part of a larger strategy to reshape their roster? For the Leafs, the team has been dealing with a series of injuries among its forwards. Currently, the Leafs are without several key players, including Austin Matthews, Matthew Knies, Max Domi, Bobby McMahon, Kaye Jarnkrok, and David Kampf. These absences have been felt throughout the lineup, and star Mitch Marner recently commented on the impact of the injuries. "It's tough when we're missing half our forward group," Marner said. "We've got a lot of guys stepping up into bigger roles, and they've done a great job, but we need to keep pushing, especially in terms of forechecking and being around the net more." Marner's words highlight the challenges the Leafs are facing, but also reflect the resilience of the players taking on larger responsibilities. Still, with so many key players out, it's no surprise the Leafs are considering trade options to strengthen their forward group. Adding a player like Trocheck would give the Leafs an experienced forward capable of contributing both offensively and defensively. His presence could provide the depth needed to withstand injuries and enhance Toronto's chances of making a deep playoff run. From a salary cap perspective, this trade could represent a calculated risk for the Leafs, but one that might pay off in the long term. But what do you think? Would Vincent Trocheck be the right fit for the Leafs? Would you be willing to part with the players and picks involved in this trade? Share your thoughts in the comments below. This could be a game-changing move for Toronto or a sign of a possible rebuild for the Rangers. What do you think the Leafs should do to stay competitive and chase the Stanley Cup? We're eager to hear your thoughts on this trade proposal and whether you believe it would strengthen the Leafs or harm the team's future. Let's discuss in the comments.